But I haven't heard you say objection. I'm hearing resistance, I think?
Yes. Yeah, I don't say objection. I say you play with resistance.
What does that mean?
When somebody seeks to influence somebody else, a person of authority doesn't take it personally. I'm not offended. I don't feel bad. Oh my God, they didn't buy from me. There must be something wrong with me. Going back to what I said before, because I believe in what I'm selling, because I believe in my offer, when you don't buy from me, I don't feel bad for me. I feel bad for you. I feel bad because I know you investing in my offer is going to make your life better. So I don't think what you say to me is an objection. I think what you're saying to me is a request for more information because I'm not taking it personally. I play with it. You know, if you go bowling and they tell you the objective is to knock down those pins, and you say, great. You hear it, and you run down the alley and you kick the pins over with your foot and you run back. Well, you got the outcome. That's just not the game. And so many times people don't realize that if you play with resistance, that you don't get angry, you don't find them at fault. You simply say, I understand how they would feel that way. I understand why they would respond that way. How do I change this up and get them to respond differently? How do I frame this thing? How do I present this thing in such a way that they make an emotional decision? Because all buying decisions are based first on emotion and then backed up with logic. I arrived in my Rolls-Royce Phantom here at your studio. Nobody needs a $450,000 automobile to get from point A to point B. It's purely vanity. Anybody that has more than a $40,000 or $50,000 car, it's vanity. And at the same time, though, even though nobody needs a Rolls-Royce Phantom, you'll need it when you drive it. You'll need it when you ride in it a little while. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, a mind once expanded cannot contract to its original state. I say, a wallet once expanded will never contract to its original state. Once you get used to living a bigger life, you'll want that life. Fly with me once on the private jet, you'll like it. Fly with me twice, you'll like it a lot. Fly with me 3 times, you will be ruined for life. And so that's the idea. I don't experience what somebody says as an objection. I experience it as resistance, and then my job is to play with the resistance.
You said this is who you are. This is how you communicate to your wife too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I see people and I feel like that guy is always on stage. And I'm not saying this about you, by the way, by no means. I'm just,
Even if you were, I'd be over it.
Because it's not a projection of you, it's a projection of me.
Right, and then I'm getting back in my Rolls Royce when we get done with this interview.
But I do think that there's for me, I always want to be real. I want to be, and if this is who you are all the time, you're 100% real to you. But do you ever feel like people interpret it as when's he gonna just, when's he gonna turn off? Do you ever get that from people?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not the same as I am when I'm watching Law and Order.
Okay.
When I'm watching Law and Order, I'm in my robe, and I was going to show up in my robe. I just didn't think you'd like that.
It doesn't go well.
And they didn't pay enough, by the way.